What's going on, y'all? It's Greg. Greg said it. Back with inspiration, motivation. We had a nice live today. We talked about just this Colorado, what's going on. One of the biggest things going on right now is the combine with our guys and their future. We talked about the performance of Jimmy and LeJante and just their aspirations, and just realizing that other guys are coming behind them. We have the pro day coming up. It's going to be some other guys that's going to have a chance to go to the NFL. And us looking forward to them doing their best to make the team. So while we're looking at Colorado and looking at what's going on during our spring and then the summer and then the fall, we also realize that we're going to have a whole set of guys that we're going to be keeping track of. Technically our second crop, but first big crop from Colorado when it comes to going to the NFL. We'll have a good time in August. We're not going to have to be spending all our time rushing to get to the first game. We're going to have some preseason games to watch, reasons to watch preseason games. And like I said, I told y'all to get that Tanggula box. So go ahead, defeatcable.com. Defeatcable.com. Get your Tanggula box. You're going to need it. Once these guys are spread out to all these different teams and you want to keep track of them, you're going to miss the games because, you're not going to watch a preseason game unless they're in your market. And why would you miss it? You want to check them out. They're in other cities, and the Tanggula box definitely allows you to check out any major city or where they playing at home or they playing away. You better keep track of these guys during the preseason and during the season. So they're just my little plug there. But we're going to be checking these guys out, and we're going to have several guys out there. We're going to have Travis and Shador and Shiloh. We got to get his 40 time down. We're going to have Jimmy. We're going to have LeJante. We're going to have Will Shepard. We're going to have Green. Might even see a little Bentley. Who knows? It's going to be a plethora of guys. Shador's are going to be trying to make a team. And they're going to get their most action probably during the preseason. We'll get to see them. So a lot of things are going to be going on throughout the summer, throughout the fall. And it's just going to expand from there. And being that we've been so invested in supporting these guys and their journey, we definitely going to want to see what they do in the NFL. Hopefully some of them end up on the same team eventually, like some of the great programs like Georgia and Alabama. You see, look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They had 8, 9 guys from Georgia over time. And that's what you want to see when you build a program. You want to see every year teams get guys, not just overall, but some of these guys end up on the same team. It's a great thing. I mean, this is the second year in a row that we've seen a combine with some guys who came to Colorado, took a risk to come here. Not just a risk because Colorado wasn't winning or nothing like that, but a risk that they are leaving a smaller program. They were a demand. They was the top guy, the top breaking records as far as receptions, touchdowns, all that stuff, yards. And they came to Colorado, banking on themselves because they could have got over here and not played, or it could have been a bust. Something it happens. And they took that risk. And when you see what happened with Weaver last year and what he did, and he made it, and he didn't get to perform the combine, had some injuries, but he did well his pro day, and he went and made the Arizona Cardinals, and looks like he's still going to be there. And then you see what happened with his comrade, with Jimmy Horn coming right behind him, trying to make a team. And he actually wanted to get drafted, and it's possible. So it's a good thing to see when people come from smaller programs to Colorado and they want to show what they're working with, and they get their chance and they make it not only on the team and get to do well, but these guys are getting invited to the combine. You see Jimmy came from South Florida as well as Weaver, and then you also see Wester come out of FAU. And to see 2 years in a row these guys come and not only play well, make it to the bowl, to make it to the combine. That's amazing for the program, but it's also amazing for them because it's a road less traveled. It's a hard road when you go from a program like that. People think it's easy, and it looks easy sometimes when you're looking at Colorado, like when they came from Jackson State. But it takes a lot of branding and a lot of exposure to get an opportunity, not just to be seen, but to even make it to the combine. You see, everybody don't make it. Everybody want to make it, but everybody don't make it. And to see these guys come from these programs, it's rare that you see guys get invited at any level. But it's a beautiful thing because the odds of them getting there just it would have been rough. As great as they was doing, it would have been rough. So shout out to them. And, when you think about it, we talk about inspiration, motivation, and how this applies to us. It's a wonderful thing to see people get the opportunity. Sometimes people be jealous. Sometimes people be like, why is not mine? I know somebody like, I could have did that. That should never be the first response, because the realm of possibility that it shows anything is possible. It shows that maybe, opportunity is in my neighborhood. You got to learn to celebrate other people, because they're doing what you do. I mean, it's just their time right now. And we talked about this before, about seizing the moment. Yeah, people say, oh, they didn't run as fast as they should have run. They didn't run the slowest. Well, probably in the heat, the slowest in the heat. But the numbers were decent. It wasn't what you would expect, especially from Jimmy. But the fact that, the other drills, him and LeJontay, they did some decent things with the opportunity. And they showed up. They performed to get there, and they showed up. And it's like, I know me personally, I'm inspired by people who took the rough road, especially look at Jimmy with his dad and things like that. We can be hard about what he should do better. He could catch better. He could do this. But, I mean, he did what he had to do. And he performed well enough at the right times to get him his opportunity. And I can only hope that I can do the same thing, to be ready to perform when the opportunity comes. Because sometimes everybody wants the opportunity to be there. And then when it comes, it's like you don't show up or you're not prepared. And these boys been preparing really since the season ended for this moment. And they're going to have to keep preparing. They're going to have to keep preparing, because now, after this, it's not over. It's levels to this thing. It's not over. They go make a team. Now they got to go to camp. You got rookie camp. You got this, you got that. Then you got to go into the next level. You go into summer camp. Then, the same thing with college. And then you got to go, and you got to go through that whole preseason thing where you got to make that team. And then if you make that team, now you got to stay on that team. You got to stay on that team. You don't want to get cut. You don't want to get replaced. You want to elevate. If you're not starting, you want to get to the point where you get some reps. You want to get to the point where you see the field. You might be on a practice squad. Okay, that's one level. But the next level, you might want to actually get on the field, special teams. Then you want to get to the point, the ball thrown. Then ultimately, everybody want to be that guy. That guy who get consistent play. That guy who starts. That guy who makes the Pro Bowl. And then you go all the way up to where Coach Prime, all them guys go, where they go to the Hall of Fame. Everybody wants to be there. But it's a matter of preparation. And it's a matter of taking advantage of the opportunities you do have. And you can't jump all the way to the front. You got to take that thing step by step. You can't be inconsistent. You can't be great today and off tomorrow. You got to take this journey step by step by step. You got to persevere. You got to have endurance, because you can't be inconsistent. You can't have a really good week and then just bomb the next week. That'll get you cut. So it's a matter of just being focused. I hope those guys are focused. I hope those guys stay motivated, stay hungry, and realize it's a journey.